There's no better way to spend a vacation than taking a trip to one of these popular homes, even if some of them may be associated with some darker movies and TV shows.
I want one.
No.
Grab your bags and plan out your drive. By the end of this video, you're going to want to make your way to at least one of these destinations.
I'm going on an adventure!
We have mansions, apartments, even family homes, all from some of your favorite shows and films. We promise this will be one list you won't want to forget.
No, no, no!
So it's not a permanent rental opportunity, but for the moment, fans of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air get the chance to live Will Smith's life and stay at the Banks mansion. Okay, it's not staged to look like the original set, but trust us, it's better this way. The owners have redesigned the home as a tribute to the show, with memorabilia and art all over the place. Oh yeah, that owner renting out one wing of the mansion is none other than Will Smith himself. The man personally curated the experience to suit what his fans wanted. It's only available for one guest since it's a fraction of the entire mansion, but it's still the same place the show took place. That is totally worth it. The city of Atlanta quickly grew into a hub for all things film and television. Most of the Marvel films are shot in the studio lots around the city, but all green screens and built stages. For Tony Stark's house in Endgame, they needed a physical location to root their star hero. Initially, this lakeside cabin in Fairburn, Georgia was a part of an events ground meant to host couples or families. Now, with the fame of Endgame launching demand for this cabin, the owner has started putting it up for rent. It's $800 a night, though. For that price, you bet we're gonna cry in the room where Stark's daughter said I love you 3000. Hey, it's only fair, right? Fans of the BBC show Sherlock are dying for a chance to stay at the famous 221B Baker Street flat that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle accidentally made famous.
The name's Sherlock Holmes and the address is 221B Baker Street.
At the time, flats in Baker Street didn't go to that high of a number. Things have changed, but that apartment isn't for rent. Don't worry, we found the next best thing. Probably one of the most famous episodes in the series to date is the scandal in Belgravia, where the woman makes her first appearance. Turns out, the home she lives in is actually available for rent in England, and the owners are incredible hosts. The house was also featured in a Christmas episode of Doctor Who and will attract fans from that side of Tumblr too. Picture being the client of Chip and Joanna Gaines, working on redoing your house, then realizing you're sitting on a huge gold mine. That's what these renters discovered when they first tried putting their featured fixer-upper house on Airbnb. People are swarming to stay in this house and get a feel for being at a famous HGTV mid-modern home. The home is highly rated too, and reviewers appreciate the hosting they receive regardless of whether it's a Chip and Joanna Gaines redesign. Honestly, it's impressive that someone would give one of these impeccable homes up to the public. Still, it's certainly working out for this couple. We're not sure if there's any other chance the average person will get to experience an authentic HGTV house in their lifetime. $70, that's all it takes to stay at this famous Bachelorette honeymoon suite that became infamous in season 15 of the show. For those not in the know, Bachelorette Hannah hosted Peter in this windmill for a night of luxury and love. The night involved a lot of extracurricular activities that honeymoon suite nights are known for. That night led to massive drama in the show, mostly because Hannah did the deed with Peter twice in this very windmill. Viewers later found out that Hannah and Peter may have made it 4 in one night, but don't let that dissuade you. It's pretty inexpensive to spend the night here in Greece, so it's certainly worth a look. Just be sure not to put on a UV light. Fans of the show Breaking Bad often take a pilgrimage to New Mexico in hopes of seeing the sights of this massive hit show. Now, you can't stay in Walter White's home, and you can't look into the basement of Jesse Pinkman's house, but there's a solution. For $327, you can spend the night in a home used during the 5th season. The 4-bedroom luxury home was featured in the episode Hazard Pay. Walter and Jesse sneak into the home while the owners wait for it to finish being fumigated. Don't worry, the house didn't get fumigated in real life because it didn't need to be. Oh yeah, and Walter and Jesse didn't cook in there, obviously. Shakespeare in Love was a modest hit at the box office and has slowly grown a steady following with fans worldwide. It might feel odd, but go check this film out if you haven't. At the very least, it's an exciting take on the life and times of William Shakespeare. Then, once you've seen it, you can stay at this piece of film history. The quaint little Suffolk home that fans look for is known for one prop above all else. The home features the same bed used for the special scene in the film. Yes, you know which one we're talking about here. You get to stay in the same bed where that fictional moment was created, if you're into that sort of thing. Bella Swan had quite the experience growing up in her small home in Forks, Washington. Then again, the house isn't actually located in Washington. Don't worry, Twilight fans, it's one state over in Oregon if you're interested in going there. The 1930s home played host to Charlie and Bella Swan for the first movie and has become a fan-favorite destination in recent years. The owners offer the entire house to guests looking for a unique Twilight experience. Just a quick disclaimer though, no vampires are waiting around the house to stalk you and get you involved in a big werewolf feud. We hope that doesn't detract from the selling points we've been trying to make. Regardless, it's a must for any fans of the series. Okay, just pretend for a moment that the home Will lives in the film Definitely Maybe isn't the one he has to leave as he separates from April. We promise it makes everything a little more comfortable here. Otherwise, you're not even going to consider the chance to stay at this beautiful home, which actually hosted a few major films. After all, finding a perfect home to film in New York with space to fit a film crew is super challenging. Hence the reason why this Brooklyn home brings in so many movies. It also means this is the perfect space to stay in if you need space in New York. The big plus is that you can see the room and bed where Ryan Reynolds' character tells the stories. Suppose you thought that Brooklyn home was impressive. In that case, it has nothing on this Italian-style hillside retreat in the Los Angeles area. Fans of the show Entourage will notice it as a spot the main characters stay temporarily. The cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stayed there for a few scenes too. Oh yeah, it was also a stop for a few cast members of The Bachelorette at one point. Clearly, it is a huge spot for reality shows. The rental is a lot more than this though, and tends to attract many celebrities who aren't from LA but shoot a film in the area. So if you're looking to stay among the stars, your best bet is this Villa Sofia for a good deal. We're gonna go ahead and give you the reality check for this one before getting into the details. Staying at this ornate French palace will cost you over $3,000 a night. Now, if you have that kind of spare change, congrats! We hope you enjoy your stay. We also hope you're a big fan of the show Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The cast and crew stayed at this monumental mansion when the whole group visited France for a few shoots. Imagine getting to stay here and film this lavish lifestyle. Of all the dream homes here on this list, this one has to be near the top based on price alone. Okay, quickly, for the younger viewers out there, we need to explain what the film Interview with a Vampire is about and why it matters to most people. Interview with a Vampire is about an interview with a present-day vampire and his journey to that point starting in 1791 when he turned. The film is notable for its star-studded cast of Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and a young Kirsten Dunst. If any of this sounds interesting to you, or you're a big fan of any of those actors, then you'll want to take a look at this antebellum home. The mansion is located in Louisiana and features a rustic design people seek out regardless of the home's fame. It's perfect for the spooky mood of New Orleans. Girls is an underrepresented television show that people tend to forget about now that the series wrapped up a few years back. One locale that always stood out to viewers is the apartment Shoshanna stays in while she's in Tokyo. It is a magnificent place filled with color and wonder. It looks like pop art morphed into architecture. What is there to dislike? If you're lucky and planning a trip to Japan sometime in the future, consider staying at this beautiful flat. Honestly, it's not even about girls at this point. The rental is so cool and is a fantastic layout to explore and spend time in. Just tag us on Instagram if you manage to stay here, alright? Then we can live vicariously through you. Yeah, any Harry Potter fan just gulped and laughed at the thought of staying anywhere near Harry's home in Godric's Hollow. We promise it's not what you think. For starters, no creepy snake woman is waiting to spring a trap on you. That's a big plus. Second, it's not a rundown dump that's been neglected for years. It's quite the opposite. The DeVere House, as it's actually known, is a beautiful bed and breakfast incorporated into Airbnb's system. The home sits in the center of a medieval section of England, perfect for a weekend getaway. The house serves breakfast and is equipped with all the modern gadgets you need. We promise there is no need for magic here to have a good time during your stay. Okay, full disclosure, this property is no longer accepting reservations on Airbnb. The magnificent, ornate, lavish Highclere Castle was only open to public stay for a brief time as part of a promotion for Downton Abbey. Only a few lucky fans got to live the life they always dreamed when watching the show. We're jealous just thinking about what it must have been like to experience Highclere Castle. Maybe one day the spa will open back up to us and we'll get a turn staying in this palace of higher living. Look, as long as it doesn't end up like the Bob's Burgers episode where Bob and Linda stay at a similar place, I think we'll be okay. No zero LARP 30 experience for us, please and thank you. Well, now that we've filled your browser with many Airbnb tabs, we think it's safe to finish the list off here. So which listing was your must-see? Tell us in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with all the latest content here at ScreenRant.